It's week 3, if you can believe it. And as you can tell, this isn't your usual self-care routine, beauty routine type of course. We're going deep here because we deserve to feel good about ourselves and love ourselves first. And so day 17 marks a significant step in our journey toward emotional well-being. We're addressing and overcoming negative thoughts. This is a big one because the power of our thoughts are immense. They shape our perceptions, influence our emotions. They guide our actions. Negative thinking can be a formidable adversary, often leading to emotional turmoil and decreased motivation, and a distorted view of ourselves in the world. It changes the way we see ourselves. And we've been working really hard to start to understand who we are. So negative thoughts are the one thing we want to get rid of now. So let's understand it a little bit. Negative thoughts are like weeds in our garden, the garden of our mind. And if left unchecked, they can overshadow and stunt our emotional growth. These thoughts can manifest as self-doubt, pessimism, a skewed perception of reality, which can contribute to feeling just down, that depressed feeling, the anxiety, and the other emotional difficulties. So cognitive behavioral therapy, otherwise known as CBT, is a well-established psychological treatment that provides us with tools to understand and reshape our thought patterns. CBT is based on the idea that our thoughts, our feelings, and behaviors are interconnected, and that changing negative thought patterns can lead to positive changes in our emotions and our actions. Super powerful. And it's something that's actually helped me. So the process of overcoming negative thoughts isn't about ignoring our feelings. It's not ignoring the experiences that have happened in our lives. Instead, it's about challenging the validity of these thoughts and finding a more balanced and realistic perspective. This approach helps us break free from the cycle of negative thinking and fosters a more positive and realistic outlook. I like to start it off sometimes with saying, what are the lies I'm telling myself, right? So that's what we're going to do today. That's our activity. We're going to challenge our negative thoughts. So I want you to identify and write down any negative thought that's been going on in your mind. Think of a thought that has been really troubling you recently and write it down as clearly as you can. This is a valid feeling. And I want you to recognize the impact this thought might be having on your emotions and your behaviors. And then I'd like for you to challenge and analyze the thought. Ask yourself critical questions about this thought. Is it based on facts or assumptions? What evidence supports or contradicts it? Are there any alternative ways to view the situation? Now, this process helps in understanding the thought's origin and assessing its accuracy. And then I want you to reframe the thought. Rewrite the negative thought into a more positive yet realistic version. This isn't about forced positivity, but finding a more balanced way to view the situation. So here's an example. Something I have often said to myself. Instead of thinking, I can't do anything right, reframe it into, I have faced challenges before and I have learned from them. I can apply these lessons moving forward. Another example is to transform your self-criticism. So if you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, which I do often personally, challenge this by asking, what evidence do I have that supports or contradicts this belief? And then reframe it to something like, I have unique strengths and qualities. I am continuously growing and improving. Overcoming negative thoughts is a skill that requires practice and patience. It's about cultivating a mindset that acknowledges challenges and setbacks, but doesn't get overwhelmed by them. So this is hard work. By actively challenging and reframing our negative thoughts, we pave the way for enhanced emotional well-being and a more empowered approach to life. Now listen, some things are really tricky in life. And I am a big fan of therapy. If things are really hard for you, then it might benefit you to seek help from a professional. Now, this is a small thing that you can do based on the psychology of CBT, but that's from psychologists. I studied psychology in college, and it is really helpful to me to speak to a therapist sometimes. So this self-care challenge is not about that. It is about small ways to improve your well-being and to feel better and love your life. And so these tools, these questions are something that I regularly ask myself when I go down a spiral of not feeling worthy or not being good enough. Everybody has these negative thoughts once in a while. And so, or when I go into a spiral where I think someone's mad at me for no reason whatsoever, I ask that question: what lies am I telling myself? That's a big one. What's the reality here? And then you can go deeper. Why do I think that way? Okay. Why is that? And why is that? And you can keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into this, right? And really understanding the root cause. But again, this is one tool that can be in your toolbox when you have the spiral of negative thinking. And if things get rough, definitely seek out more help. And there's nothing wrong with that too. That's self-care just as much as anything else is. So this one's a big one. I feel like they're all really big, but these are ways that you can build that self-care toolbox for yourself and go really deep inside and help have a happier day. So when that negativity spiral starts, question it and see what comes up. And then I'll see you tomorrow for the next challenge.